Hello, and welcome back to yet another video. This is the 15th episode of a story in which 10-year-old Naruto meets Minato from future and that turns Naruto's life upside down. As Naruto lives a happy life in which he is trained by Minato and later Kushina too. After you've finished watching, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. To begin, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Let's get the party started. Naruto, do you have any food left? Asked Hayate alarmed. Naruto denied with his head. No, I just finished the last bowl, said. Realizing that there was no food left, the brothers exploded in rage and charged at them. The Jonin realized that the true battle was beginning. Fujin charged at Naruto and Hinata while Raijin did the same with Lee and Hayate. The ninjas evaded the blows at the last moment, letting the fists of the brothers to impact on the ground, shattering it to the point that the nearest trees were rooting up. Shit. In this state they are almost as strong as Tsunade, thought Hayate. The Jonin activated the blade of the Nidime sword and delivered a powerful blow to Raijin's shoulder while Lee used a Konoha Senpu on his chin. The attacks made hit. Raijin ended with an horrible wound at the shoulder and a sprained neck, but unfortunately these wounds didn't seem to be enough. Raijin seemed more confused than pained for the wounds. He grabbed his head and began to reposition it while it made a cracking sound that brought chills to the ninja's spines. While he repositioned his neck, the wound on his shoulder closed itself to Hayate's despair. This is bad, very bad. The only way to kill them is to damage them faster than they could heal until they die, or to inflict such a terrible blow that would mean an instant kill, like decapitating them or destroying their hearts, thought Hayate. Guro, roared Raijin while he destroyed another tree, unfortunately saying it is easier than achieving it, thought. For their part, Naruto and Hinata were having similar problems with Fujin. Internally Hinata was giving thanks to Kushina for helping her to apply her water affinity into her Juken. She wouldn't have been able to dodge the last blows if she used established dodging moves for the Juken style. Perhaps Neji and other Hyugas could have done it using those moves, but the heiress was sure that they wouldn't have worked with her. Naruto looked fascinated how Hinata evaded a kick from Fujin, doing a subtle turn and managed to deal another chakra palm to the brothers' organs. She is so graceful. Whenever I see her fighting she reminds me to a swan or a butterfly. It almost looked that she is dancing with her enemy instead of fighting him. What am I doing? I must help Hinata, not staring at her like an idiot, thought Naruto. He made some hand signs preparing one of his wind jutsus. Futon Rikudan, exclaimed while he delivered a powerful air bullet that impacted on Fujin's back. Roar, exclaimed Fujin, more annoyed than pained for Naruto's interference. Kage Bunshine no Jutsu, exclaimed Naruto, sending clones to help Hinata. Shit, he regenerates too fast. If I had more chakra I would defeat him easily with a swarm of clones using Rasengans, but because I used most my chakra in those seals. Wait. Chakra, seals? Am I a baka or what? I practically forgot it, thought Naruto, slapping his forehead. Ouch. My poor hand. I also forgot about the forehead protector, thought Naruto while he pulled up his sleeves and pronounced a mental order. At the moment the order was pronounced, a pair of intricate seals appeared in Naruto's forearms. One of the things that Naruto learned about seals from his father during the last months was the creation of chakra storage seals, which were designed to absorb chakra from the user whenever his reserves were full and stored it. Usually they were used to perform jutsus that required massive chakra quantities, as Minato did on his combat against Sasori, or a last resort if the user was low on chakra, as Naruto's case. The boy looked satisfied at the seals on his wrists. Excellent, they are at his maximum capacity. They are literally my ace in the sleeve. With full seals I have enough chakra to summon a gigantic toad like Gamaken, Gamma Hero, or even Gamabunda, thought Naruto while he performed the hand signs for the summoning jutsu. Kushios no Jut! Exclaimed Naruto when suddenly he saw Hinata tripping with a root and about to be hit by Fujin. Without thinking, Naruto focused the chakra from the seals to himself and used the advanced Kawarimi to change himself for Hinata. When Hinata tripped with that root, her heart stopped and thought that she would be crushed by Fujin, when suddenly she felt a force raging her and she found herself several meters away where she was seconds ago to see Naruto receiving a punch that was destined to her. The change was a success, but it came with a cost. Hinata would never forget the sound of cracking bones coming from Naruto's arm. Naruto! Screamed Hinata. The remaining clones, seeing that the original was endangered, forgot about their security and jumped on Fujin. The brother was caught on surprise and the clones took advantage of the situation, doing a combined combo that would have knocked out a normal ninja. With a pair of quick jumps, Hinata got herself at Naruto's side and used her Byakugan to make a quick diagnosis. He had a broken arm and pair of ribs almost cracked. Have you seen it, Hinata-chan? Finally I mastered that technique, said Naruto, trying to hide the pain with a forced smile. And Naruto-kun? Why? Asked Hinata in the verge of tears while she began to treat Naruto's arm. Why what, Hinata-chan? Responded Naruto. Why you took that blow for me? Asked Hinata. As a medic you can always heal others, but nobody would be able to heal you if you were the one who was hurt. Besides that, what kind of Hokage I would be if I couldn't protect my friends? I could never forgive me, said Naruto with a smile, especially if you were the one hurt, he thought without knowing why. Thank you, Naruto-kun, said Hinata while she focused all her attention to heal Naruto's arm. While Hinata did her work, Naruto checked at the combat between Fujin and his clones. The thing was not going well. Fujin managed to destroy all clones -2. The brother was about to destroy them when a pair of metallic objects impacted on his back, knocking him. When the objects landed in the ground they created some cracks, a sign that they were several times heavier than they appeared. Naruto recognized them as training weights. I'm sorry, but I won't let you hurt my friends. For that reason I took off my weights. Now prepare to see how bright burn the flames of my youth, exclaimed Lee, charging at great speed. The young green beast began to dispense a several beating to Fujin, but unfortunately the brother kept recovering from the hits faster than they were dealt. Naruto looked eagerly at the fight, waiting until Hinata finally fixed his arm to join them. He also noticed that Hayate was also doing a good job fighting Raijin by his own, but he noticed that the Jonin wouldn't be able to keep fighting for too long. As soon as Hinata finished to fix his arm he would help them, his ribs could wait. Hey boss, what is happening? Are you alright? Said a familiar voice. Naruto was surprised to find out that Gamikaze and Gamatotsu, Gamabunda's sons, were at his side. Of course. I practically finished the Kushios no Jutsu at the moment I refocused most of the chakra to do the advanced Kawarimi. The Kushios, instead of being cancelled, was activated with less chakra, thought Naruto looking at his toad friends. Hello guys. You don't know how happy I am to see you, greeted Naruto. Do you have any snacks? Asked Gamatotsu. I'm sorry, as soon as we finish with this I'll invite you to a good meal, said Naruto. Naruto-kun. Who are they? Asked Hinata without aparting her eyes to Naruto's almost healed arm. They are Gamikaze and Gamatotsu, Gamabunda's children. They have been trained by Pa and Ma to be my fighting partners. Gamikaze, Gamatotsu, this is my friend Hinata, she is a medic nin, one of Bakunin's apprentices, said Naruto. Hinata finally ended to heal Naruto's arm and greeted the toads with a small. I'm very glad to meet you. Please, forgive me for seeming to be distant, I was healing Naruto-kun's arm. Are you going to help us? Asked Hinata. The toads greeted Hinata. I don't know if we will able to give you some help. It's been only some months since we started our training and this is our first real battle. Do you have something to eat? Asked Gamatotsu. Hinata looked in her pockets for a small candy bar and gave it to Gamatotsu. For his part Gamikaze was staring at Hinata with an appreciative look. Hey boss. Is she your? You know. Is she your special friend? Whispered Gamikaze to Naruto's ear. Eh? Hinata-chan? Yes, she is my special friend, responded Naruto, believing that Gamikaze was asking if Hinata was Naruto's best friend instead of his girlfriend. Wow, boss. You have a great taste, congratulated Gamikaze. Naruto didn't understand what was Gamikaze talking about and reminded that his two remaining clones, Lee and Hayate, were still fighting the stupid brothers. Enough talk. I'm glad to have you there, but I still doubt that we could defeat the stupid brothers. If only we could find a way to stop their regeneration powers, commented Naruto. Anyo. I think that I found out how their healing worked, commented Hinata. Really? How? Asked Naruto. When I fought against them with my Byakugan active, I noticed that in their transformation they developed some new tenketsus. These new tenketsus focus great chakra quantities towards the damaged parts of the body whenever the brothers were wounded. They must be the cause of the healing. I closed them various times, but whenever I did it, the great chakra flow just reopened them, said Hinata, a bit sorry. Naruto kept thinking for a few seconds. Do you mean that they wouldn't heal if they didn't have these tenketsus? He asked. Hinata nodded. Yes, but there are not specific techniques to destroy tenketsus. My clan has been researching for years looking to a way to do it with Juken, and I doubt that any other clan developed a technique to do it because we Hyugas are the only ones able to see them, commented Hinata in a pessimistic tone. However, the girls looked surprised at Naruto when a smile appeared in Naruto's mouth. Excuse me? Lee and I would be very grateful if you helped us, said Hayate while sitting in Raijin's shoulders and impaling his sword through the brother's head. Yosh. Although I'm very happy for having such a great fight, I would be even happier if you joined us as soon as possible, agreed Lee while he broke Fujin's nose with a direct punch. Naruto got up and excused himself. Hold on a little more, we almost got a plan, said Naruto with a foxy grin before looking at Hinata. Hinata, I think that I found a way to destroy the Tenketsus, but I'm going to need your help. Meanwhile Minato, Kushina and the rest of the Hand of Death looked strange at the unusual shinobi activity when they arrived to Konoha. Bear/Hiyashi stopped a ninja. Can you tell us what is happening? He asked. The ninja recognized the members of the famous squad and informed them about the massive prison break. You should talk to Hokage-sama or Tsunade-sama, they are at the hospital, said the ninja before returning to his way. This time the prison break incident happened before than in our original timeline. We must talk with Tsunade immediately, commented Minato. Yes, we also should make sure that Naruto is safe, agreed Kushina. When they arrived at the hospital they noticed that it was full of wounded ninjas and some prisoners waiting to be attended. Iruka was there making sure that the prisoners would behave. The Jonin teacher greeted the squad and gave them more info about the events. Tsunade-sama and Hokage-sama are in the next room, surely they will ask for your help in the raids. By the way, Arashi, Kushina. Congratulations, Naruto took the graduation exam and passed it with flying colors. Same goes for you, Zabuza-san. Haku also graduated, commented Iruka. Arashi and Kushina looked at each other concerned. What? He decided to take it again before his classmates? They asked to the teacher. Why yes, but he was not the only one. Sasuke, Kuji, Shikamaru, Sakura, Kiba, Ino, Hinata, Sai and Shino also took the exam and passed, said Iruka. Arashi and Kushina sighed relieved. Thank goodness. For a moment I thought that he would be in a team with complete strangers instead than his friends, thought Minato. I must speak to Jiraiya and suggest him who would be the best teammates for Naruto. I won't let him to put Naruto in the same team as Sakura or Sasuke, said Kushina. Now that Sasuke graduated he will ask for more training, commented Kakashi. I wonder who will be Haku's teammates, thought Zabuza. Hinata graduating at the same time than Neji. I wonder how his ego will take it, thought Hiyashi. The squad headed to the next room where they found Jiraiya using the Hokage's crystal ball to look at the raid team's progress and Tsunade explaining Haku and a girl that they recognized as Yakumo Kurama how to treat without chakra the injuries of a Chunin who was too confident on his abilities. The Hand of Death reporting, Sire. The mission was a success, we heard about the prison break and we want to know if our presence will be needed in the captures, said Arashi. Good to have you back, greeted Jiraiya. I need you to capture Mizuki and the stupid brothers. It seems that they are stronger than they were supposed to be and you are among the few who could capture them without risk. By the way, it looks like your brat finally managed to perform your flying technique, commented Jiraiya. Really? I also found out that he graduated early. He is more precocious than I expected, said Arashi. Jiraiya looked at them. Precocious, indeed. The rumors also assure that he was seen with the Hyuga heiress on his arms, commented Jiraiya with a mischievous smile. What? Exclaimed Hiyashi. Really? Asked Kushina with a happy face. Before Jiraiya could give more details, a ninja carrying a scroll got into the room. Hokage-sama. It's terrible. Naruto Uzumaki, the Hyuga heiress and Guy's kid are in great danger. We must send a rescue team immediately, exclaimed Mako. Then he realized who was in the room. Arashi, Kushina and Hiyashi grabbed him by his vest. What happened? Where are they? They asked. Mako gulped and for a moment he wished to be still in the forest facing the Mizuki and the brothers. With Naruto and Seo Naruto looked at his two remaining clones, who were holding Gamakichi and Gamatatsu. Are you four ready? Do you have any doubts left? He asked. No, boss, they exclaimed with one voice. And you Hinata? Asked Naruto looking at the girl. And no, Naruto-kun. I'm ready, responded Hinata blushing while she advanced at him and grabbed his hands. Hinata's hands are really soft. Hey! Stop thinking like that, there's a job to do, thought Naruto. He looked at the clone who was holding Gamakichi. Okay. Attack, he exclaimed. With a jump, the clone placed himself near Fujin and began to focus wind chakra through Gamakichi while the toad performed a jutsu. Kaden, Gokaku no Jutsu, exclaimed Gamakichi releasing a superheated fireball powered with the clone's wind chakra. Owl, yelled Fujin in pain for an attack that would have killed a Jonin. Hinata, now, exclaimed Naruto while Hinata and him jumped towards the weakened Fujin. Then Hinata, with her Byakugan activated and still holding Naruto's hands, began to hit Fujin's special tenketsu with the center of Naruto's palm. Naruto for his part, performed as quickly as possible the second step of the Rasengan, the one that destroyed rubber balls. Luckily for him, doing only a step that he already mastered took very little chakra compared to a Rasengan. That was the last one, Naruto, said Hinata while they hit the final special tenketsu. Without looking if their strategy was a success, Naruto looked at the clone holding Gamatotsu. Your turn, he ordered. The clone positioned himself near Raijin while focusing wind chakra through Gamatotsu, who performed a jutsu. Suiten, Teppodama, exclaimed Gamatotsu, releasing a powerful water stream magnified with the clone's wind chakra. Guro, screamed Raijin while the jutsu hit him violently, breaking various bones. Naruto and Hinata jumped towards Raijin and began the same attack they did on his brother, with Hinata directing Naruto's palms towards their enemies' tenketsus. Hayate and Lee looked fascinated at the attacks. I don't know what they are doing, but it seems to work. Fujin has regained his human form and same is happening to Raijin, taught Hayate while he recovered his breath. Naruto-san and Hinata-san look very youthful, their flames really burn with great strength, thought Lee with waterfall tears on his eyes. When they made the final hit on Raijin, Hinata made a quick check at both brothers. And Naruto. We did it. Their special tenketsus are destroyed, they won't regenerate anymore, she exclaimed while she realized that if it was not for the training that they did together with Kushina, probably they wouldn't have managed to be with enough synchrony to perform the attack with success. Yes. We made it. I knew that we could do it, exclaimed Naruto, hugging a very red Hinata. Naruto-san, Hinata-san. You made it. You are amazing, exclaimed Lee, joining the hug among with Gamakashi and Gamatotsu. We all made it, clarified Naruto. If you and Hayate-san were not distracting them, we couldn't have performed the combined attacks. Hayate looked at the new graduates and the toads with a faint smile. What they said about the future is true. This generation of shinobi will surpass all the previous ones, thought. Suddenly, the brothers began to get up laboriously. It really hurts, said Fujin, with various degree burns over his body. Yes, you will pay, agreed Raijin, trying to stand as good as he could with his broken bones. They regained their senses. But they are as stupid as ever, they are no longer in condition to fight, thought Hayate, getting on guard. Then the stupid brothers felt a great killing intent focused on them. They noticed that Naruto was looking at them with red and slitted eyes. What's going on with you two? Are you so stupid you don't know when you are defeated? Do you want more? Fine, exclaimed Naruto, heading to the now scared brothers while he cracked his knuckles. 2 minutes later, two very beaten stupid brothers were begging to Naruto to don't hit them anymore while Hinata managed to calm him and Lee began to ask Naruto for a spar. Hayate finally relaxed and leaned himself on a tree. Well, it looks like we finally managed to win. I wonder how people will take that the stupid brothers and Mizuki were defeated by some genins who didn't take the final test yet. Once Gamakachi and Gamatotsu separated from Shino and Hinata woke up, she resumed to treat Naruto, trying to do her best to control her blush, something really difficult when she had to look and touch constantly Naruto's naked torso to do it. Oh Kami. I am sure that this night I am going to have another of these dreams with Naruto-kun, thought Hinata, controlling her blush. Naruto for his part did not have it easy either. Hinata-chan's hands are so soft and delicate. Arg. Do not think about that. She is my friend. I do not want to end like Jiraiya. During the time and when Hinata finished to treat Naruto, Shikamaru conversed with Hayate and Lee about the battle while Shino took charge of watching. A few seconds later, Hinata stopped to apply healing chakra in Naruto. Why, you are healed now, Naruto-kun. You can dress yourself back, she said. Although I wouldn't care if you didn't do it, she thought with a small smile. Wow. It doesn't hurt me at all. You are incredible, Hinata-chan, said Naruto while he put his clothes back. The whole merit is not mine, Naruto-kun. Your bloodline turns medical jutsu incredibly easy to use in you. Any ninja medic apprentice could have treated you, she answered. Perhaps you should comment it to Lady Tsunade, Hinata-sama, commented Neji, who never took away his eyes from them. To eldest Hyuga didn't like at all the face that Naruto had during the healing process. Naruto-san might do a big contribution to the medic nin's program, letting that the least skillful students to deal with his wounds so this way they could acquire practice, mentioned Neji with an half smile, hoping to give a small fright to Naruto. Nevertheless, the reaction of the blonde ninja was not the awaited one. Neji-san, I really hope that you were joking. For generations my family was concealing our bloodline among other things to prevent from tries to do experiments with us. The fact that we recover faster and better than others doesn't mean that we do not feel pain or that we should receive a worse than the rest of. Is it clear? said Naruto in a very serious tone while he looked at Neji with a look that didn't admit a no for answer. Neji gulped, realizing that he have touched a delicate topic. My excuses, Naruto-san. It was not my intention to offend you, I only was joking, responded Neji. Oh well, if it is like that then there is no problem. And call me Naruto. Naruto-san makes me feel strange, said Naruto, regaining his carefree attitude. I have to communicate something to you, said Shino, heading to them while his insects began to swirl and form a few letters. What is happening, Shino? Asked Naruto. Didn't you realize that something is not fine? Asked Shino at the time his insects ended to form a few words. These words were, somebody is coming. Suddenly, a pair of figures landed violently before them. Naruto found himself immobilized in a pair of familiar hands. Naru-chan. You are alright, exclaimed Kushina, embracing her son. Minato, the other figure, looked relieved at them and noticed that the stupid brothers were restrained. Kushina, after checking that Naruto didn't have any serious wounds, began to cuddle him and kiss his cheeks, much to his embarrassment. Naru-chan, I was so scared for you. Why did you got into the forest looking for criminals? She asked without stopping the cuddling. Please mom, stop this, you are embarrassing me before my friends, complained Naruto while said friends looked amused at the scene. I know, consider this a small punishment for scaring me so much, she thought. I would like to know why you all were here, Naruto. Is it true that you already can use the flying technique? Asked Arashi. Yes, Dad. I can fly too. It was really hard but finally I managed to perform the technique, although I am not as good as you, asserted Naruto, freeing himself from his mother's embrace. Then he began to focus wind chakra, raising himself some centimeters over the ground for some seconds before landing. Sorry, I don't have enough chakra left to make a better demonstration, I'll show you when I recover, he said. When I showed him the technique I told him that it would take him years to dominate it, but he only needed some months. Cage Bunshine training or not, he surpassed my expectations once again, thought Minato. Don't be so surprised, Min-kun, in the future he mastered the Rasengan in a week, and completed it in a similar time frame. Our Naru-chan is that awesome, commented a proud Kushina. Minato nodded and used an intercom to communicate with the rest of his squad. Do you have any news? Asked Hiyashi. We found them, they are all right. Well, meet at the Hokage's tower, responded Arashi before looking at the group. Let's go back to Konoha. You'll explain what happened there later. At the Hokage's tower, they meet with Jiraiya, Tsunade, Iruka, the rest of the new graduates, their respective portents and the Hand of Death. The rookie ninjas were uneasy, they felt like they were caught doing something bad and now they were going to be punished. This was especially true in Sakura and Ino's cases, who never were punished before. Jiraiya and Iruka looked at them with a serious face. Alright, explain me, what were you doing in the forest while so many criminals were hanging around? Asked Jiraiya in a demanding tone. Naruto looked at Jiraiya with an annoyed look. Don't treat us like it was our fault, we were just following your own orders. When you informed the village about the prison break you ordered to all available ninjas to help in the raids. If you didn't give us the headbands and make us believe that we were already ninjas, we would never have gone to the forest, argued Naruto. Naruto's rant was followed by murmurs agreeing with him coming from his fellow graduates. The teacher and the Hokage stared at each other with looks that said yes. Jiraiya looked at them. Well, it explains everything. It is obvious that you don't deserve a punishment for just following the Hokage's orders. The only one to blame was the village's ninja program for making you believe that you were already ninjas, he said. What? We are not ninjas yet? Asked Lee, surprised. No, you are not, said Iruka. The graduation test is just a way to see if you are ready to be evaluated by a Jonin, who would determine if you are fit to be a Jonin with a test. Then why you told us that we were ninjas and gave us the forehead protectors? Intervened Kiba while Akamaru barked in agreement. Iruka looked at his ex-students with a sad smile. The real test has a 66% chance of failure. Those who fail are sent back to the academy or abandon the ninja program. The reason we give you the forehead protectors is to make you feel the pride of being a Konoha ninja for some days in order to motivate you to keep them when you finally find out about the real test, he said. The ex-students agree in silent. None of them felt eager to renounce to the forehead protectors that took them so much work to achieve. Anyways, could you report me what happened in the forests when you were there? Your group first, Shikamaru, said Jiraiya. The Naru mumbled something about how troublesome were things and described the Hokage how his group formed after seeing how Naruto with Hinata on her arms flew to the forest. When that part was mentioned, Naruto could feel that Neji and Hiashi were trying to pierce through him with a pair of killing glares, while Hinata blushed at the thought that half the village saw her in Naruto's arms. Shikamaru then described the various encounters they had with the prisoners and how they captured them until they crossed paths with the patrol that told them the truth about the test and escorted them back to the village. At the end of the tale, the adults were really impressed by their performances, especially the parents, who looked at their children with pride. Jiraiya took some notes and looked at Naruto, Hinata, and Lee. "What about you three?" he asked. Hayate intervened. "Hokage-sama, I was with them all the time. Please let me make the report," he said. Jiraiya nodded, realizing that it would be better hearing it from a neutral part instead of listening to an exaggerated version from Naruto or having it interrupted constantly by Lee's youthfulness remarks. "Alright, Hayate-san, tell us." Hayate described how his group met with Naruto and Hinata in the forest and offered them their help to scout the fugitives using their combined abilities. Then he explained his decision to escort them back to the village after he found out that they were new graduates and how they found and saved the wounded ninjas. The adults were very impressed by Naruto's idea and success to seal the wounded ninjas in order to keep them alive and safe until they received the appropriate help. Hayate then described the encounter with Mizuki and the stupid brothers, Lee's intervention and the following combat. "You don't have to describe that part. At the time it happened we already found out about the kids being in the forest. I watched that fight using the crystal ball while their parents headed there. I even recorded it with a video camera," said Jiraiya while he took a cassette from a drawer. "You watched and recorded our fight?" asked Naruto, surprised. "Yes, I did. I record everything I watch with the crystal ball. It's an excellent way to obtain blackmail material or proofs against those who break the laws of Konoha," commented Jiraiya while he prepared the TV. However, when the cassette started, instead of the fight in the forest there was a scene of girls in bikinis and swimsuits playing in one of Konoha's streams. The male's sweat dropped while veins formed in the females' foreheads. They were especially big in Tsunade's. "Ups. Too early. The fight comes later," commented Jiraiya, pressing the forward button, reaching the part with the fight. Iruka sighed when he saw Mizuki's part. His former friend renounced to his humanity for a power that didn't help him to become stronger. The teacher only could feel pity for Mizuki when Naruto sent him away using a Rasengan. Then came the part where they fought against the enhanced version's stupid brothers. Everyone, especially Hiashi, looked amazed at the way Hinata used her Juken variation to avoid her opponent's attack and counter them with precise strikes. Kushina instinctively hugged Naruto from behind when they saw him using the enhanced Kawarimi to take a blow that was destined for Hinata. Naruto protected Hinata taking a hit like that? I should thank him in the name of the Hyuga clan. But if I think about it, he was the one who endangered my daughter taking her to that place, so I won't say anything to him, thought Hiashi. Guy began to shout with pride when Lee intervened and gave Naruto, Hinata and the Toads time to prepare their combined attacks. Sasuke looked with envy how the Naruto clones combined their chakra with the Toads to make stronger versions of the elemental jutsus. I'm still trying to summon cats larger than the normal ones and Naruto already can use combined attacks with the Toads, thought. Anyways, what really caught the onlookers' attention was the combined attack that Naruto and Hinata used to defeat the brothers. Have you seen it, Sakura? It looks like they are dancing with instead of attacking him, whispered Dino. Yes, I see. I never thought that Naruto would be such a good dancer, responded Sakura. Hinata watched the video with a visible blush, but it was logical after seeing herself so close to Naruto. It looks like the training sessions I prepared for them worked for something else than matchmaking, thought Kushina, smiling. But the most affected for the attack was Hiashi. Minato's boy found a way to effectively destroy Tanketsus? When the elders find out they will put more pressure with the plan, thought Hiashi. He looked at his daughter with a very serious face. Hinata, is it true? Is it true that this combined technique can destroy Tanketsus? He asked. Hi, Tosan. The brothers' extra Tanketsus that gave them their regeneration powers were destroyed by the technique, she answered. I can verify it, Hiashi-sama, intervened Neji. When I checked the brothers' chakra networks I noticed the destroyed extra Tanketsus. They were totally useless without hope to be repaired. I see, said Hiashi. Now there is another reason to keep on with the plan, thought. The video ended with the part where a very angry Naruto hit the brothers until they agreed to give up. Naruto when angry is scarier than my mom, thought Kiba. Jiraiya turned off the video before the embarrassing scene starred by Shino and Neji, but not after giving them a look that said, I know and I have proofs. Neji and Shino gulped. From now they were completely at Jiraiya's mercy. Said pervert looked at the everybody. This situation happened because we deceived you to believe that you were already ninjas. That lie proved to be too risky. We can't keep it like this. Come back tomorrow to the academy. I'll summon all new graduates and their parents to explain the truth about the academy exam. Oh, and make sure that you are well dressed. You'll know when time comes," he said. Everyone nodded and left the tower, but not before Naruto handed his forehead protector to Iruka and told him to keep it for him until he passed the real test. The other students followed his example and the poor Iruka ended with a small pile of forehead protector on his hands. In their way home, Kushina noticed that Naruto was a bit depressed. "Why that face, Naru-chan? Is it because you are not a ninja yet? You defeated those criminals that even Jonins were afraid to fight against. The true exam is nothing compared to that," she cheered. "She is right, Naruto. Your future self's skill and teamwork were very inferior to yours and he passed the test. You'll do it without problem. Why don't we celebrate your success for graduate going to Ichiraku's? You can eat all you want without restrictions," said Minato. "Really? What are we waiting for?" exclaimed Naruto, rushing to the place. Minato and Kushina looked happily how their son headed to the ramen stand while he moved his arm around her waist and she leaned her head on his shoulder. "Today makes a year since I reunited with him. I never expected that he would make such progress in that time. And I never dreamed that you would be with us to see it," he commented. "I know. I'm very happy to be here, but also a bit sad. Naruto now will be considered an adult and he will begin to take missions. This months were too short," she said. "Yes, they were. With Naruto and his friends graduating a year earlier, the time stream will change. We wouldn't be as certain about the future as before," he said. "But at this time we will be together," remarked Kushina. Minato didn't say anything. He took off his mask for a brief moment and gave his wife a kiss before continuing their way to the ramen stand. Next day, the new graduates, their parents, the counselors, the teachers and several personalities of the village were in the academy's biggest classroom, summoned by the god-I'm Hokage, Jiraiya. Jiraiya got into the room flanked by Tsunade and Sarutobi. He looked at the audience and began a talk. "Thank you for coming. As I suppose you know, you are aware about the prison break that happened yesterday." Jiraiya explained the incidents that happened the last day. Those graduates from Neji, Tenten, Haku and Lee's class were shocked to find out that they were not ninjas, while others were more impressed with the fact that some new graduates managed to defeat such powerful criminals. Jiraiya was reaching the ending of his talk, "And for that reason we won't keep making the students believe that they are ninjas when they graduate. Now let's go with the special event. Uzumaki Naruto, Hyuga Hinata, Mida Rock Lee, Uchiha Sasuke, Hyuga Neji, Haruno Sakura, Shikamaru Nara, Yamanaka Ino, Inuzuka Kiba, Akimichi Kuji, Aburame Shino, Tenten and Sai, come here," ordered Jiraiya with an authoritative voice. Said students headed where Jiraiya was, many of them fearing a punishment. Ino and Sakura sent pleading looks to their respective parents, hoping for some support, but they only looked at them with neutral faces. Hinata tried to read her father's face but she couldn't get any info from it. Jiraiya looked at the students with a serious face. "Yesterday you decided to join the ratings and help to capture various prisoners, believing that you were following orders. Thanks to your contribution and the work of the official ninjas, all the prisoners were captured. According to the reports of the various ninjas who witnessed your performance, all you proved to have enough skill and teamwork to be considered exempt to take an exam. I, Jiraiya, God-I'm Hokage of Konoha, I'm proud to promote you all to Genins of Konoha," he said with a smile while he handed their respective forehead protectors to the surprised students. Then he handed some envelopes full of money to them. "Consider it your payment for your first successful mission," said Jiraiya while the crowd began to applaud. The parents of the new Genins looked at them with pride. Jiraiya told them to go back to them and receive the congratulations minus Naruto, Lee and Hinata, who kept in the spot by Jiraiya's request. When the applause ceased, Jiraiya looked at the trio who fought against Mizuki and the stupid brothers. "Naruto Uzumaki, Hinata Hyuga, Rock Lee. Yours is a very special case. Unlike your friends, you had to fight enemies who surpassed the capacities of an average, but that's not the important thing. During your way back home you found a group of injured fellow ninjas who were about to die, but you managed to save their lives. When Hinata healed Mako, Naruto sealed the rest to keep them alive until they could receive the appropriate treatment, and Lee later helped Mako when he was taking the scroll with his comrades to the village. Not only that, but you chose to fight very powerful enemies at Hayate's side instead of leaving him alone against them. As my sensei and predecessor would say, you made an amazing display of Konoha's will of fire," he said. The audience was speechless by the feats accomplished by such young students, especially considering that one of them was the container of the QB. The majority of them changed their view about Naruto that day. Jiraiya continued, "For that reason, and after talking with the Fire Lord, We decided to award you with these." Jiraiya opened a small chest that had 3 medals. Danzo recognized the medals. They looked like leaves on fire. The Fire Leaf. One of the highest awards that a civilian could achieve. Only those who perform great feats for Konoha's sake receive them. They are receiving them because they were technically civilians at the time they saved those ninjas. Very clever, Jiraiya. Not only you managed to increase your prestige as Hokage giving your apprentice that award, but you also managed to promote Sarutobi's ideals, he thought. Jiraiya put the medals on the surprised trio. Then the audience began to applaud and cheer for them. Guy rushed to Lee and embraced him with a subsequent sunset. Hinata headed to her father, who received her with a nod while he looked at her with a smile that irradiated great pride for her. But the most proud parents were Naruto's, who embraced him and congratulated him for finally becoming a ninja and getting such an official acknowledgement. Iruka and Jiraiya looked at them smiling. "Now we should prepare the team assignments," commented Iruka. "Yes, we should. Here are my proposals," said Jiraiya while he handed a document to Jiraiya. The week after the prison break and the revelation about the true purpose of the academy test was relatively uneventful. Naruto spent those days improving his new flying ability, supervised by his father, and playing with Konohamaru and friends, who were awed by their boss's new power. Naruto woke up with a smile. Today was the day where he would be assigned to a team and would begin to take missions. Although he knew from his future self-biography that he would start doing D-rank missions that were below his skill, he couldn't help but being excited. While he dressed himself, he thought about who would be his teammates. He tried to pump information from Jiraiya, but the old pervert refused to reveal them. At the end, Naruto used the sexy no jutsu and Jiraiya revealed him that he would be in a team with those who didn't need to take the real test, so his possible teammates were his classmates, Neji, Tenten and Lee. Naruto agreed, completely in agreement with that decision. All of them were his friends, not complete strangers. Friends. He barely had any of them a year ago, but now things were very different. After saving the ninjas who were hurt by the stupid brothers and capturing them, now a good portion of the population considered Naruto a hero. Walking now around the city was no longer a display of glares. There were still some people who sent him the eye, but Naruto knew that he was in the right way to achieve his dream. Resuming his thoughts about his possible teammates, he wondered if he would be placed again with Sasuke and Sakura. According to the info he got from Muro-sennin's book and the Time Travelers, he was placed at the same team as them because the tradition to put the dead last with the Rookie of the Year in the best kunoichi. His mother complained that Naruto's future self should have received a bonus on his grades for capturing the traitorous Mizuki, saving Iruka, keeping the Forbidden Scroll safe and mastering a Jonin-level technique, that he didn't deserve to be the dead last of his graduation class and he never should have been in the disastrous Team 7. Anyways, this time he was not be the dead last and Sasuke was not the Rookie of the Year. After the Hokage's talk, Iruka handed Neji a document proclaiming the Hyuga genius the Rookie of the Year. When Ino and Sakura complained why it was not for Sasuke, he responded that Neji graduated completing all the academy years while Sasuke didn't. Naruto didn't mind if he ended with Sasuke and Sakura, but his mother loathed the idea of him being again with them, and she promised Jiraiya and Iruka that she would castrate them with a rusty knife if they dared to put Naruto with Sasuke or Sakura. She didn't mind Kakashi. Naruto looked himself at the mirror. His outfit consisted on his black and orange jumpsuit, his white cloak, the kunai holster, a scroll at his waist, with many other hidden, his hitai at his forehead, and finally the googles that Hinata gave him for his birthday. Excellent, I'm ready to show everybody what I'm made of, he thought. He headed to the kitchen. His parents were also awakened. His mother was serving the breakfast while his father was reading some documents. A group of demi-clones were starting the house's daily chores. Kushina was not a housewife. The only chore that she did was cooking, and only because she didn't consider cooking for her family an house chore. Kushina hugged Naruto for a few seconds and gave him a kiss on the cheek. It was something she has been doing every day to him since her return, minus those days she was away in a mission, not to say that Naruto loved those signs of affection. "Good morning, Nikken," she said, smiling. "Good morning, Mom, Dad. Why are you both with your ninja gear? Are you going to take another mission?" he asked. "No," responded Minato, "we have been selected to be among the Jonin senseis for the possible new teams. It is part of an idea of Jiraiya to improve the level of the Jonin team's weight." "Does it mean that any of you could be my Jonin sensei?" asked Naruto, excited. Minato denied with his head. "No, in order to prevent favoritism, Jonins can't take charge of a Jonin team with a close relative there," explained Minato. "Oh, well," commented Naruto, taking a toast. "Looking at on the good side, I wouldn't end with a sensei who would embarrass me calling me Naruto-chan." Kushina looked at him with a defying look. "Oh yeah? Perhaps I should show to your classmates your baby photos, you know, the ones the Sun Daime took?" Or perhaps I could accompany you to your team meetings holding your hand, she commented. Mom, please, I was not serious when I said this. You know that I would love to have you as my sensei, begged Naruto. Minato looked at them with an amused smile. He loved family life. Hinata woke up and left the futon taking care to not awake Hanabi. Last night her sister had a nightmare and asked Hinata to let her sleep with her. After dressing herself and giving Hanabi a kiss on the forehead, she headed to the kitchen where she took breakfast with Neji. When they finished, a branch member told them that the clan head wanted to talk with them. On their way to Hiyashi's chamber, Hinata was greeted by the clan members who crossed paths with them and she greeted back. She was no longer the Hyuga's ugly duckling. Since the events of the parents' visit day, the opinion that the clan had about her changed drastically. Being part of the improvised force that stopped Shukaku and later being chosen by Tsunade herself to be one of her disciples helped a lot to increase Hinata's reputation within the clan, especially if they received periodically reports from Tsunade praising Hinata's progress and skill in her apprenticeship. The Hyugas themselves saw that whenever they hurt themselves in their training and the heiress treated them. Near her father's chamber, Hinata looked at what her family called the Honor Cabinet, an enormous showcase where all the awards and honors gained by the Hyuga clan since they joined Konoha were exposed in order to inspire the clan members to be better and to impress the visitors. A week ago, her father and the elders added Neji's diploma as Rookie of the Year and Hinata's Burning Leaf medal to the showcase in a small ceremony where Hiyashi congratulated them for bringing prestige and honor to the clan. He also remarked that Hinata was the youngest person who obtained the Burning Leaf, making her blush even more when her clan's people began to congratulate her. They got into the chamber where Hiyashi was waiting for them. Ah, Hinata, Neji. You arrived, he said. Tosan. Hiyashi-sama. They sat on their feet and looked at him with attention. Hiyashi spoke. Hinata, Neji, I was supposed to give you this talk once you passed the test made by your senseis, but now that you are exempt to take the exam you'll receive it now, he said. For the next minutes he told them about some of the risks that they would take and that they not only have the duty to represent Konoha but also the Hyuga clan before the world, and reminded them that they had to protect their Byakugan at any cost. He also warned them that unlike Konoha or other ninja villages, the rest of the world was not as respectful or tolerant with those who had bloodlines, and put Water Country with the bloodline purges as example. I'm not telling you to hide or to not use your Byakugan, it is the main reason because we are such a powerful clan after all. Just don't boast about it when you are outside Konoha, he said. Hi, they responded. The clan head looked at Neji. Neji, please, I want to have some words in private with Hinata, he said. I understand, Hiyashi-sama. I'll wait for her at the compound's gates to accompany her to academy, responded his nephew, leaving the chamber. Hiyashi looked at Hinata. The girl was a bit nervous. What wanted her father to say to her? Finally, was he going to hassle her for the prison break incident? Seconds that seemed hours passed until Hiyashi finally spoke. Hinata, remember the talk we had months ago? Your special mission, he asked. She paled. Hinata was too happy with the changes that her life was taking that she practically forgot about her mission to seduce Naruto. Why yes. I remember my mission, Tosan, she said, regaining part of her shyness while she blushed. Hiyashi repressed a smile. Excellent, Hinata. As I told you, in the first part of the mission you were supposed to get closer to Naruto and become a close friend of him until you graduated, something that happened a year earlier than we expected, he said. Hinata gulped. The elders are very satisfied with your work, especially when they saw the video where you fought at Naruto's side against the stupid brothers using that technique that destroyed Tenketsu permanently. Now your mission is one of the highest priorities of the clan. The elders have been pressuring the Hokage to put you on the same team as Naruto, arguing that you are the only ones able to use such powerful technique and the fact that you both work very well together. Even in the improbable case that you were not placed with him, you are now practically Naruto's best friend, giving you a good advantage over the competition, especially now that many people is beginning to think about him as an hero, he said. Hinata reminded the looks that other girls of her age group sent to her Naruto when they heard about his feats and he received the medal. How tempted she was to face them and tell them to not look at him. Now she understood why Ino and Sakura behaved like that around Sasuke. But unlike them, what I feel for Naruto is not a superficial crush, she thought. I know that Naruto is not perfect and has some bad points and I accept it. I love the real Naruto, not the idealized vision of fangirls. They don't know him. You really love him, don't you? Asked Hiyashi, catching her completely off guard. And Nani? Why, you found out? She babbled. Later than most people, but I did, he thought. Yes, Hinata, I found out. You are not very good concealing your feelings about him. In fact, I think that he is the only who didn't find out yet. It must came from his father's side. Minato was as oblivious as him when he became a war hero and had half the female population of Konoha after him, said Hiashi with an amused smile. Hinata didn't say anything, she was completely red from the embarrassment. Her father decided to comfort her. The truth is that I'm happy that you fell in love with him. You don't have to sacrifice your own happiness. You don't know the weight that was taken from my shoulders when I found out, he said, putting his hand on her shoulder. Hinata looked at him surprised. Really you care about it? She asked. He nodded. Yes, I always cared about you. It is just that I never was good expressing my feelings. According to the Hyuga traditions, it is a virtue because it gives us advantage over our enemies, but it leaves us unable to express our feelings properly to our own family. You never had that problem, but for that same reason I used to think that you wouldn't be a good Hyuga, but I realized that I was wrong and apologized to you, he said. She was going to tell him that it was not necessary, but he didn't let her interrupt him. Don't excuse me, I was not a good father. I realized it when I saw how happy you were when Naruto was near you. I never saw you so happy since your mother was alive. Making you happy should have been my duty as a father, and I failed you. No discussion, he said. Tosan. Hiashi decided to tease Hinata a bit to release the tension. Tell me, Hinata. When did you fall for Naruto? When did you realize that you loved him? Asked with a sly smile. Since he was shunned and hated by the villagers, before his father appeared, she responded in a serious tone. He didn't expect that answer. I began to notice Naruto when he performed poorly at the academy and he was told that he wouldn't be a good ninja, but instead of giving up he continued to try again and again until he achieved his objective, or he fell from exhaustion just to get up and continue trying, she said. Hiashi listened with attention. Hinata continued talking, and no matter what the others thought or said about him or his lack of help, he kept looking forward with certainty that someday he would be Hokage and would be acknowledged by the village. This is what made me take notice. His indomitable spirit. At first it was just admiration, but when I discovered more things about him I began to develop feelings for him. T-1000, when you told me that I had to seduce him, a part of me was very happy for the clan approving me having a relationship with Naruto, but I was also angry because they only see him as a way to gain power, not because he was a great person who would die happily to save the village, she concluded. Hiashi looked speechless at Hinata. He never expected that boldness coming from his usually shy and gentle daughter. Seconds later he spoke. Hinata, you are right. Nani? She asked, surprised. I said that you were right. Our clan presumes to have the best eyes and a complete sureness about how things work, but you managed to see a rough diamond that the rest of the village, including us, ignore until his father appeared and began to carve him. You proved to me that you deserve to be the heiress of the clan with your insight. I don't care about the plan. I never did. The Uzumakis are our friends and this clan has no right to take away what is theirs. Screw the elders. Hinata, go after Naruto, but not because it would be good for the clan, just because you love him. I will find a way to stop the plan when the time comes, he said. In an unexpected move, Hinata hugged her father. Thank you, Daddy. This is one of the happiest days of my life, she exclaimed at the verge of tears. Hiashi returned the hug. He noticed that Hinata would arrive late to the academy, but he realized that he didn't care. Now he was a father who loved his daughter, not a ninja or a clan head, just the father he should have been throughout the last few years. At the academy, the ninja aspirants and those who were exempt to take the exam were waiting until the teachers appeared and told them the team assignments. Ino, Sakura and Kuji were a bit nervous. The majority of the older students were staring at the younger ones who didn't need to take the test. Sai was just keeping his eternal like nothing happened. Shino was as stoic as ever and Shikamaru was taking a nap. 10-10, Haku and Lee were chatting quietly, or at least as quietly as possible with somebody like Lee around. Kiba seemed to be worried about something. Really, Akamaru, I know that I forgot something very important but I can't guess what it is, said Kiba to a worried Akamaru who licking his master's cheek. More people got into the class. Sakura, look. It's Yakumo. Yakumo, over there, exclaimed Ino. The heiress of the Kurama headed to the place where Sakura and Ino were seated. They noticed that Yakumo was also wearing a forehead protector. Yakumo, does it mean that you are also going to be ninja? Asked Sakura. Yakumo nodded. Yes, me too. Thanks to Tsunade Shisu's treatment I managed to achieve the minimum physical requirements needed, then I passed an academy test made by Iruka-sensei, said Yakumo smiling. That's wonderful, Yakumo, I bet that you will pass the ninja test without problem, commented Ino. That's the good point, I don't have to take it neither. Tsunade Shisu and the Hokage were so satisfied with my work treating the victims of the prison break that they determined that I was good enough to be considered already a medic nin and exempt to take a test. Same happened with Haku-kun. The Hokage said that because his previous life traveling with Zabuza he was already a seasoned ninja, said Yakumo very excited. Congratulations, Yakumo. You really deserve it, and Haku-kun too, said Sakura hugging her friend. Thank you, Sakura, responded Yakumo. Just after that, the Hyugas and the last Uchiha got into the classroom. The tension between Neji and Sasuke was strong. Hinata decided that it would be better to get a seat and let these two by themselves. Please, Uchiha, you first, said Neji. Oh, no, you first Hyuga. You are the rookie of the year after all, responded Sasuke. Thank you, Uchiha. Nice pet, by the way, said Neji pointing at the white kitten that was at Sasuke's shoulder. Thank you Hyuga, but he is not a pet, he is a summon. As I suppose you know, under the apprenticeship of the Sandaime I managed to become the first and only cat summoner, said Sasuke while he caressed the kitten's ears. Sasuke spent the last month training like mad with his summons supervised by the Sandaime in order to be able to do combine attacks with the cats the same way that Naruto did with the toads. It was really exhausting, but by last day they finally managed to do it. The kitten at Sasuke's shoulder was a wind-type cat named Pichi who got along really well with Sasuke and now accompanied him when he was not in Kakashi's house, a very bad place for a cat considering the pack of ninja dogs who also lived there. Pichi not only was a surprising good wind user for his young age, he was also specially cute. If we had to mix the fact that Sasuke was a chick's magnet, nobody should be strange for what happened. Yay! Kawaii! Exclaimed the majority of the female population, who jumped at the unaware duo. The next minutes were basically a battle royal with Sasuke's veteran fangirls, Sakura and Ino, and the rest of the females of the class minus Hinata, Tenten and Jakumo. The poor Pichi was managed to find shelter hitting on Kiba's hood. Much to Akamaru's protests and growls, the puppy was a better choice than facing those crazy girls. The fight was interrupted when someone from outside crashed against the window, breaking it. Son of a bitch! Kiba. I asked you to open the class's window so I could make a grand entrance getting into the room flying, exclaimed Naruto taking off crystal shards from his body. So that's what I forgot, realized Kiba. Sasuke took advantage of the distraction caused by Naruto to take a seat at Shino and Kuji's sides, where he was sure that the fangirls wouldn't approach. After taking off the rests of shards from his body, Naruto used some clones to clean the mess and took a seat at Hinata's side. Minutes later Iruka appeared accompanied by various jonins, some of them were members of the Hand of Death, including Naruto's parents. A pair of boys looked at the female jonins with appreciative eyes. Have you noticed how hot is the one with mess and the short skirt? Commented one of them while he pointed at Anko. I can't decide it between her or the one dressed with bandages, said pointing at Kurenai. I have made Maj choice. The super hot redhead. I wouldn't mind if she punished me for being a bad student, said the other. That's my mother, you bastards, exclaimed a very angry Naruto portraying red eyes and fangs. The boys recognized Naruto from the stories they heard about him during the last months and freaked out. We are sorry. We are sorry. Please don't castrate us as you did to Mizuki, they begged while they covered their privates. Naruto looked at them stranged. What were they talking about? He didn't touch Mizuki's balls. He forgot about it when Iruka began to announce the team formations. Seconds passed while Iruka announced teams and the rookies headed to their respective Jonin senseis until Naruto and his friends finally heard their names. Team 8, Uchiha Sasuke, Haruno Sakura, and Aburame Shino. Your Jonin sensei is Yuhi Kurenai. Team 9, Inuzuka Kiba, Kurama Yakumo, and Sai. Your Jonin sensei is Hatake Kakashi. Team 10, Akimichi Kuji, Yamanaka Ino, and Narashi Kamaru. Your Jonin sensei is Sarutobi Asuma. Team 11, Momochi Haku, Tenten and Hyuga Neji. Your Jonin sensei is Uzumaki Kushina. Team 12, Uzumaki Naruto, Hyuga Hinata, and Maito Rock Lee. Your Jonin sensei is Gekko Hayate. Team 8, Uchiha Sasuke, Haruno Sakura, and Aburame Shino. Your Jonin sensei is Yuhi Kurenai. Team 9, Inuzuka Kiba, Kurama Yakumo, and Sai. Your Jonin sensei is Hatake Kakashi. Team 10, Akimichi Kuji, Yamanaka Ino, and Narashi Kamaru. Your Jonin sensei is Sarutobi Asuma. Team 11, Momochi Haku, Tenten and Hyuga Neji. Your Jonin sensei is Uzumaki Kushina. Team 12, Uzumaki Naruto, Hyuga Hinata, and Maito Rock Lee. Your Jonin sensei is Gekko Hayate. At the mention of the team, Sakura cried out with joy while Ino bursted out protesting. Yes. True love always prevails, exclaimed Sakura. What? I'm stuck with these two? Why I'm not with Sasuke? At least you could have been placed with one of the coolest guys like Neji or Sai, protested Ino. Asuma and Kurenai sweat dropped. If it was not for the report coming from the ninjas who met them during the prison break incident and Tsunade's evaluation, they would have thought that those girls were generic fangirls. Well, they would find out soon. Shikamaru was very happy to have his sensei and his old team back, although he didn't express it. This time he would make sure that Asuma would survive. Kuji didn't say anything neither, but he was also happy to be in the same team as his best friend. Ino was a bit loud, but at least he already knew the blonde and how to handle her. Sasuke sighed. He was stuck with his most persistent fangirl. Well, at least Shino was a quiet person. It would have been worse if their third teammate was another loud person like Naruto or Kiba. Shino didn't seem to express anything. His jacket hid the smile he had on his lower face. "Teammate, come with me," said Kurenai. "Team 10, follow me," ordered Asuma. Pichi got out from Kiba's hood and jumped to Sasuke's shoulder while the Uchiha went after his new sensei. The feline sent cautious looks at Sakura, who was looking at them with stars and hearts on her eyes. Kushina was very glad to see that this time Naruto would be in a team where his teammates really would care for him. Lee was always friendly and respectful with Naruto in the original timeline, and Hinata was Naruto's soulmate, although he didn't realize it yet. She looked at her team. "Finally, it's my time to become a sensei. It will be really funny," she thought. "Team 11, come with me," she said with a smile. Neji, Kenten and Haku got up and followed Kushina. The Hyuga prodigy was relieved. According to what the time travelers told him, he was placed in a team with Lee and led by Guy. The idea of having to see all day those two ranting about their flames of youth and sharing sunset hugs sent shivers to his spine. Haku liked the idea of being in the same team with two of his friends and having his aunt Kushina leading them. He wondered if that team assigned to Zabuza would be able to pass. Tenten was almost in ecstasy. Her dream was always to become a powerful kunoichi like Tsunade. Tenten admired the female Sannin not for her medical skills, like most people do, but for her fighting capabilities. Kunoichis able to surpass the majority of men in fields like Taijutsu, Ninjutsu or Chakra reserves like Tsunade were very rare, so the display of power shown by Kushina and Onko in that TV broadcasting was a very grateful surprise for Tenten. And now Lady Kushina, the Crimson Death, is going to be my sensei. According to rumors, Kushina is the woman with the greatest chakra capacity in Konoha's history, she thought. Hayate looked at Naruto, Hinata, and Lee. They seemed to be very glad with their team's choice, especially Hinata, who was sending happy looks to Naruto. He reminded the conversation he had with the Hokage when he was told that he would be in charge of them. Flashback: H Hokage-sama, cough, you can't be talking seriously about this. Why, you already entrusted me the Raijin, the Nidime sword. Are you sure that you want to entrust me also with your own apprentice, the Hyuga heirs and Mitogai's son? I think that there are other Jonins more qualified to take charge of them, especially taking account who is Naruto's father in reality. For example, Kakashi, tried to say Hayate. No, interrupted Jiraiya, the decision is already taken. During the incident you four proved that you work very well together, and I learned by personal experience to not alter something that already works fine, but it is not the only reason you were chosen to be their sensei. What is the other reason, Hokage-sama? Asked Hayate. Those kids had to endure sorrows similar or worse than yourself when you were at the academy, and people told you that you should give up being a ninja because your bad health, commented Jiraiya. Hayate didn't say anything. Memories of those dreadful days when he was the dead last of his class because he couldn't perform the minimal physical exercises because his awful stamina. Most girls on his class were more resistant than him. Most people looked at him with skepticism, but the worst ones were those who looked at him with pity. The only persons who believed in him were his own parents and his friends Genma, Aoba, and Yugao. He managed to graduate from the academy, compensating his lack of stamina with skill acquired by training and his exceptional observation skills. Then, when he became a Genin, he found out that he had talent with swords and trained until he became one of Konoha's most skilled swordsmen. The fact that the Nidime sword was entrusted to him was a proof of that. Hokage-sama, could explain it to me what happened to those kids? He asked. Jiraiya nodded. First there is Hinata Hyuga. She, being such a gentle and shy person, had the bad luck to be born as the heiress of the Hyuga clan, a family where being shy and gentle are unwanted traits. She also had the problem that she couldn't adapt properly to Juken because her water affinity, something that she began to fix months ago with hard work successfully, and managed to become one of Tsunade's most promising students and gain her family's acknowledgement, said Jiraiya. Hayate kept listening. Then there's Lee's case. It is medically certified that he is unable to use ninjutsu nor genjutsu, and his taijutsu was mediocre at best before a guy adopted him and helped him to achieve his dream to become a good ninja regardless his limitations. Now, thanks to his countless hours of hard working and his adoptive father's support, Lee's taijutsu surpasses most Chiyunins, and he is now one of the most promising ninjas of his generation, remarked Jiraiya. Lee is unable to use ninjutsu nor taijutsu? He is in an even worse situation than I was, thought Hayate. Finally, there's Naruto. He, who was supposed to be considered a hero, was treated almost like he had the plague. No parents, almost no friends. He was completely alone for most his life. Nobody should be surprised that he was the dead last of his class if he didn't have anybody to help him with his studies or to motivate him to take them more seriously. In order to gain attention, he became the class clown and made pranks to gain attention. Because the same reason he was hated, he had too much chakra. The academy's chakra control exercises didn't work with him. He was the student with the greatest potential ever seen in the academy, and he was labeled as a failure. Now that his father returned and gave him the proper training, the village is beginning to realize Naruto's potential. But even if his father didn't return, Naruto would have shined among his peers, as all time travelers like me can attest, said Jiraiya. Hayate felt a bit ashamed of being part of a village that treated the son of one of their revered hero like that. No matter if they didn't know about Naruto's heritage, they should have respected the Yondaime's wish. For that reason, you are the best choice to be these young ninjas, Jonin-sensei. You four had to surpass obstacles that were not your fault and endure negative opinions that told you to give up. You four managed to surpass those obstacles and stand out over your peers. You four know the value of hard work better than anyone else. You four showed everyone that you were a team when you defeated Mizuki and the stupid brothers. Even if you didn't coincide in that incident and were forced to work together, I would have put you together in the same team, concluded Jiraiya. You convinced me, Hokage-sama. I'll do my best to be the best teacher possible. These kids deserve it, agreed Hayate. And flashback, now that any doubts that Hayate had about his future team were clear, he was eager to be their teacher. He called them. Team 12, please follow me, he said. Yosh. We are at your command and ready to show the world how bright are our flames of youth, exclaimed Lee, getting up. Surprisingly, Naruto didn't say anything, but it was obvious that he was satisfied with the choice for his team. A part of him felt very relieved to be in the same team as Hinata, but he couldn't guess why. Hinata was more certain about her feelings and was very happy to be in the same team as Naruto. She also was glad to have Lee on her team. His exuberancy was a great counterpoint to the arranged and methodical life she had on her home. An hour passed. Where's that Kakashi guy? Asked Kiba. I don't know, probably something delayed him, commented Yakumo. Perhaps we should prepare him a welcome reception, suggested Sai while he prepared his drawing stuff. Man, you spent too much time with Naruto, but I'm with you, said Kiba while Akamaru agreed with him. Do you think this is a good idea? Asked Yakumo. He asked for it, said Kiba. Another hour passed until Kakashi finally arrived. That day the copy nin learned that it is not a good idea to piss off a pale boy able to animate his drawings, a girl able to mess your mind, and a boy with a dog whose one of its techniques consisted to piss over their targets. While Team 9 prepared the welcome reception to their sensei, other teams, minus the exempt ones, took their exams. Later, at the Hokage's office, the Jonins were giving their respective reports to the Hokage about their teams. Even those whose students didn't need to take the exam, they were in their right to make them take an evaluation in order to check their abilities, their strong points and the weak ones. Aoba, the sensei of Team 1, got up and gave his report. Team 1 failed, he said. Ebisu, the sensei of Team 2, got up. Team 2 failed, they lacked in teamwork, he said. Genma, the sensei of Team 3, got up. Team 3 failed, they didn't have enough guts, he said. Arashi, the sensei of Team 4, got up. Flashback, Arashi looked at his possible students, especially at two boys. I noticed that you two seemed to be discussing with the blonde boy with whiskers marks. What was going on? He asked. Oh, that? We were just commenting how sexy were some of the Jonin kunoichis, and he got angry at us because one of them happened to be his mother, commented one. Arashi got between the boys. Who? The hot redhead with the adjusted outfit? Asked Arashi with a perverted look while he put his hands over the boy's shoulders. The girl of the group, a student of Tsunade's medical program, looked at them with a disgusted look. Crap, I'm a team with 3 perverts, she thought. Yes. That one, said the other boy. She is a real MILF. She is my wife, said Arashi, abandoning his cheerful tone and increasing his grip on the boys. The atmosphere was filled with killing intent emanated from Arashi. The two boys were about to piss themselves. Arashi looked at the boys. You have two options. I can punish you using my Jonin level techniques and send you both to the hospital, or you can punish each other. What's your decision?" he asked. The scared boys balanced their options for a few seconds. I prefer to fight," said one. "I agree," said the other. Arashi and the girl looked for the next minutes how the boys fought among themselves until the fight ended in a draw. The girl headed to the boys and began to treat them. Arashi waited until she finished. TSK, commented Arashi looking at the healed boys. "I'm sorry, but you boys are unworthy to be Konoha ninjas. You will be sent back to the academy." "But why?" "It's just because those comments? We didn't know that she was your wife," said one of the boys, "and we punished ourselves as you requested. How can you fail us if we didn't take the exam?" protested the other. "One of the reasons Konoha is the best ninja village is because how much we value teamwork, something that you proved that you lack. Look at yourselves, you preferred to hurt each other because it was less painful than facing a stronger opponent. You chose yourselves over your teammate. You betrayed each other. Why should I take under my command a pair of brats who would betray their team in Konoha with some threats from a stronger ninja? The only one who proved to be fit a Konohanin was your other teammate, who attended her without my request, but because teams have to approve as a whole, she fails because your fault," said Arashi. The boys were visibly ashamed. They took off their forehead protectors and apologized to their other teammate for making her fail. Arashi didn't tell them that she previously got Tsunade's approval and that she would be sent to work in Konoha's hospital as a full-fledged medic nin. It would guarantee that the boys learn the lesson and approve the exam next year. "And flashback Team 4 failed," he said. Anko, the sensei of Team 5, got up. Flashback Anko looked at his victims, possible students. "Alright, brats. Your exam is very simple, just an information gathering mission. You see, I want to buy a dress for my friend Kushina for her birthday in a few months, but I don't know her exact size or her measurements. That's your exam. Get me Kushina's measurements and you pass," said Anko. Are you talking about Kushina Uzumaki, the Crimson Death?" asked one student. "Yes," responded Anko. "The same Kushina Uzumaki who is Naruto Uzumaki's mother and is married with Arashi Uzumaki, the Black Angel?" asked other student. "Yes," responded Anko. "The same Naruto Uzumaki who nurtured Mizuki and fought the Shukaku, and the same Arashi Uzumaki who executes traitors using their own forehead protectors and kills counselors?" asked the third. "Yes," responded Anko. "And flashback Team 5 failed. They said that they were not ready for that exam," said Anko. Guy, sensei of Team 6, got up. Flashback Guy looked at his students. "So you are going to be my youthful students? Excellent. If you manage to pass my test, you will become Konoha ninjas and you will be under my command. I'll show you how bright are the flames of youth and you will receive youthful green suits like mine. Isn't it wonderful?" exclaimed Guy. The Jinan hopefuls weighed their options. If they passed, they would be stuck with that man for several years until all of them became Chiyunins. If they failed, they would get a different sensei after being just a year in the academy reviewing lessons. And flashback Team 6 failed. They didn't seem motivated at all. "It looked like they wanted to fail," said Guy. Zabuza, sensei of Team 7, got up. Flashback Zabuza sent a critical look at the team that was assigned to him. "I hadn't been since the times of the 7 swordsmen. Those brats seemed more motivated than these ones, especially Suigetsu, who used to claim that he would defeat us all and get our swords. Enough thinking, let's go with the introductions," thought. "Hello, brats. My name is Momochi Zabuza and..." "Hey, you are Mr. February, don't you?" interrupted one of them. And flashback Team 7 failed. "By the way, one of them got hospitalized during the test, the big-mouthed one," said Zabuza. Kurenai, the sensei of Team 8, got up. "All members of Team 8 got my approval. At first I had doubts about the girl Sakura, who seemed to be an useless fangirl, but she proved to be quite skilled and able to take her role seriously. According to what I saw, the boys were easily middle Chunin level," she said. Kakashi, the sensei of Team 9, got up. He was covered with paint and stinked like dog's piss. Team 9 got my approval. They displayed a good teamwork, combining their skills for a common objective. And if you want to ask about the paint and the odor, they are none of your business," he said. Asuma, the sensei of Team 10, got up. Team 10 also got my approval. Besides Ino's whinings about not being with her Sasuke-kun, all members of Team 10 proved to have exceptional skills and a teamwork that I only saw in teams who worked together in years, he said. Kushina, the sensei of Team 11, got up. Team 11 has my complete approval. Haku already was a very skilled ninja when he joined Konoha. 10-10 is several steps ahead from most girls her age group, and Neji is just a genius. I wouldn't be surprised if all of them managed to make Jonin during the following 5 years, she said proudly. Hayate, the sensei of Team 12, got up. Flashback: Hayate and his students were finishing the typical chat to introduce themselves when Naruto made a questions. Ni, Hayate-sensei. I was told that the senseis of those who didn't need to take the exam could make us do an evaluation to measure our skills. Does it mean that we have to fight with you to show our strength? Asked Naruto. Yosh. If it is an evaluation to check our power, then we shouldn't hold back, exclaimed Lee while he began some warm-up exercises. I'll try to do my best, said Hinata. Hayate imagined himself trying to dodge Lee's super-fast kicks while avoiding Hinata trying to close his tenketsus just to receive a Rasengan from Naruto. No, it won't be necessary, I already saw your skills when you fought the stupid brothers, he said. And flashback: Team 12 has my approval, cough. I already made an evaluation of their skills on my mission report from the prison break, he said. The remaining Jonins reported that their teams failed, but Jiraiya was very satisfied. This year we have 15 new ninjas, he said. It is a record. This year's batch of Jonins is one of the most promising ones we ever had. Well, I have to prepare the paperwork to include them in our records. You are dismissed. The Jonins left the room and left Jiraiya alone with the paperwork. Fucking invention of demons. I just hope that the god of death wouldn't make spend another penance with it when I see again, he thought. Just when the Sannin finished his work and was about to relax a little, another Sannin got into the room. During the last week, Tsunade visited Jiraiya's office in order to instruct him about the new Jonins thanks to her previous experience as Hokage. Ah, Tsunade-hime, it's nice to see you, he greeted. Hello, Jiraiya. I came to find out which teams passed, she said. As expected, none from the last class passed with the exceptions of Lee, Neji, Tenten and Haku. However, all those who graduated early got their sensei's approval and they are now considered Jonins of Konoha, commented Jiraiya while he handed her a list with the teams. Tsunade at the list. Jiraiya, I noticed that with the exception of Team 10, all teams are different than the ones from the original timeline. Could you explain me your reasons? She asked. Of course, my Haim, said Jiraiya, we will start with Hayate's team. Jiraiya gave Tsunade the same explanation he used to convince Hayate to take Naruto. Hinata and Lee as his students. Lee just have taijutsu, but with Hayate as sensei he can master another ninja art that is on his reach, Kenjutsu. Can you imagine how powerful he would become if he applies his hard work skill not only in taijutsu but also in the art of the sword? Hayate also will teach Naruto to fight better with his special kunai. Finally, Hayate will teach Hinata how to fight against armed opponents. Jinken is very little, but any Hyuga who spent years practicing with will be still at disadvantage against an opponent will spent the same years practicing with his swordsmanship, said Jiraiya. Team 11 with Neji, Tenten and Haku is a good choice because Naruto told me that they were already good friends. Kushina will be a great sensei for them because she is aware of Haku and Neji's harsh lives. They need somebody with her natural optimist, and I know that she will get along with Tenten perfectly. The bun-haired girl is the friend that Kushina would have loved to have when she was younger, and Kushina will be eager to teach her, he said. Tsunade nodded. I don't have anything to say about Team 10 that you didn't know previously. They were one of the most efficient teams in the original timeline, and this time they are more motivated than ever. There's no need to touch something that worked so fine previously, he said. Team 9 is a very special case. Sai and Yakumo are a bit passive, for that reason I put Kiba to counter it with his attitude. Meanwhile he would learn from them to be more patient. Kakashi is their sensei for various reasons. First, would keep an eye on Sai, don't forget that he is still loyal to Danzo. There's also the fact that both them were Anbu, so they will be able to work fine together. Second, Kakashi will protect Yakumo. Now that the demon that Madara placed in her is gone, there's a good chance that she could become his target again. Besides, Kakashi is pretty competent in genjutsu and could help her with her bloodline. Third, Kakashi is the best teacher possible for Kiba. With the exception of Kiba's own clan, there's nobody in Konoha more accustomed to work with ninja dogs than Kakashi. I don't find any sense that Naruto was placed in Kakashi's team in the original timeline instead of Kiba, said Jiraiya. It was because the tradition to place the worst student with the Rookie of the Year, explained Tsunade. Jiraiya nodded. I know. The purpose of that tradition was to push the dead last to become stronger. Naruto and Lee's future selves and myself can testify it. But after looking at the records I realized that we were exceptions, in the great majority of cases that practice created unbalanced teams. A team is like a chain, it is just as strong as the weakest link. Do you know that the majority of Rookies of the Year were not the first ones of their promotion to make Chunin because their teammate made them fail? Asked Jiraiya. What? Really? asked Tsunade surprised. Yes, I checked it myself. For that reason we won't follow that stupid tradition anymore. Strong students will be placed in the same team as other strong students, average ones with average ones and weak ones with weak ones. This way all genins in the same team will progress at the same pace and they wouldn't feel hindered or pressured by their mates, explained Jiraiya. Tsunade was really surprised by Jiraiya's insight. During her years as god-named Hokage she never realized that situation. Now she understood more clearly why he was the first choice to take the seat when their sensei died during Orochimaru's attack. What about Team 8? She asked, changing the subject. That team is basically Shino's request. He asked to be in the same team as Sasuke to watch over him just in the case he turned traitor. It looks like he didn't take it very well when he couldn't go after him during the first retrieval mission and the failure in the one he could go. He also said that he knows how Kurenai thinks and he would work fine with her. Sasuke is in the team because Kurenai can teach him genjutsu to complement he already gets from our sensei and Kakashi. Sakura is there for the same reason, being a genjutsu type makes her an excellent student for Kurenai. Especially now that she didn't master your super strength technique yet, said Jiraiya. Tsunade looked again at the team formations. You made very good choices. I must recognize that I'm impressed with your choices. The teams are very balanced, with senseis who can help the genins with their natural abilities, she said. But that's not all, Tsunade. Didn't you realize that all teams have something in common? Asked Jiraiya. Tsunade looked at the list, guessing what had these teams in common, and then she realized. Wait a moment. Sakura is in Team 8, Yakumo is in Team 9, Ino is in Team 10, Haku is in Team 11 and Hinata is in Team 12. There's a medic nin in each team, exclaimed Tsunade with joy. That's right, Tsunade. For first time in the history of Konoha. No, for first time in all the Hidden Villages' story, there's a new batch of genins with a ninja medic in each team. Your dream became true, said a smiling Jiraiya, feeling happy for her. Before any of them realized it, she was giving him a passionately kiss. That's it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and follow me on my other social media accounts. Anime God here, and I'm signing off.